Welcome back to Decon Nation. I'm kind of down low here because I wanted to get a shot of the splitter. So I'm sorry for the dirty car too, but we got a rainy day outside today, and I figured it was a good time to make a couple of these videos that I've been wanting to. So this splitter I had put on before I did the first video on the car. It's not something that came from BMW. I got this aftermarket. So I saved the sticker to show you guys, and it's Maxton Design is the name of the company. So I found it online. I'll put the description or link in the description below. But I'm really pleased with the way it came out, and I'll kind of move out the way here and show you some things. This was a super easy install. So a lot of installs, you're gonna see you have to remove the whole front bumper, get a professional to install it, and I am no professional when it comes to actual work on the car. But this was really, really easy. So it's just gloss black. They make them in carbon fiber as well, but I wanted gloss black to match the gloss black everywhere else on the car. So I kind of did a couple things myself to help the install. So first thing I did was I have a low profile floor jack. So I used a center point in the car, put the jack underneath, so I jacked it up, and I have some ramps, and I sat the two front wheels on the ramps so that the front end of the car, the front end was about this high where I could lay underneath it safely. So I did that. So the lip is, it comes, it comes made to fit the car, and on each side of the lip underneath, there's these little like U-shaped openings that fit around some of the factory bolts that are holding, I guess, the underneath front bumper of the car together. Now, this is something that you do have to put holes in your bumper to get this installed. I was okay with that. I mean, if I ever did take it off, they're underneath where no one would ever see them, and it's not all that bad. So I did purchase my own screws for this. This is them. So I went to Lowe's and I bought some stainless screws. Actually, these are zinc. These are zinc screws. So the screws that it came with were essentially like, it wasn't a screw, it was a bolt with a washer and then a nut. And I'm thinking, well, there's no way I'm gonna get that on, because even if you had to, picture if you had to screw through this, how would you get the nut on the top side of it? So it just wasn't possible. So maybe it's something for a different application, but I said this has got to be easier. So I went to Lowe's and I bought this pack of number 12 3/4 inch. I kind of looked first, but to save you the trouble, and just the size, number 12 3/4 inch. These do not go too far through. That's what I wanted to make sure was they were the right size and they were wide enough and thick enough to be able to hold this thing on. So I bought that, as well as I bought this. You're gonna see this 3M heavy duty extreme double-sided tape. So this did not come with the front lip as well, but just to give you an idea, look, it's black on one side, and it's when you peel off the red, it's black on the other. And this stuff holds and it's thick. I've used this before in some things. This is super strong. So what I did, because you really need a couple of extra hands to get this right, all right, and line it up perfectly. So what I did was all the flat areas that you cannot see under, so behind these little ridges, and I'll take some camera angles so you can see in a second, but all the flat edges I cleaned with an isopropyl alcohol, a surface prep type of spray, and then I put some pieces of that double stick adhesive so that I could essentially set it where I want it to go and adjust as I need before I screw this thing in. And that made all the difference in the world in the install and making it easier, because I wanted to line it up just perfectly, which I think it came out really good, because there's pieces that line up and fit along with the car and just the bends and angles of the car. So I wanted to make sure that it looked the best. So I did that first, and that was able to hold it on and hold it in place, and I figured that's only going to give it some more strength. And look, this thing's on. I haven't hit anything, but it's on there. So that was able to give it some more strength and hold it in place until I can screw it in. And I think I have, let's see, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 12 screws in here total. So I have a screw on the very corner of each one, all the way around the corner. I'm not sure, you probably can't see that in the video. It'd probably be best if I turn the camera a little bit. So all the way down here on the edge, underneath, there is a screw. And then there are 3 more screws under here, set back. I can feel them under there. So they're about the length of my hand, far back. And there's spots that you can look and see underneath of where you can tap into safely. So there's 3 there between those U's, like between the factory bolts. So that's 4 total on each side. All right, so 4 screws on each of the sides. Now move the camera so you can see. Just trying to adjust here. So you see these little ridges. So there's airflow through. In between here, that goes completely through. And in here is where the screws are attaching it to the bumper. So these fit flush against the bumper, and then the screws go in through there, giving it a nice look. Then there was a Maxton design logo on the center. If I turn a little bit, this would have been the center, which helped too, because it helped me line up the whole front lip as well. But I took that off just because I don't like extra logos and I wanted a clean look. But look, this was like $200, maybe $240 shipped. It came in quick. So for the price, I just figured, cannot beat this thing. Absolutely cannot. So let me zoom out some here. And I know it might look washed out, and that's just because the garage is open, but that actually might give you some good contrast to the front lip. And originally when I got this car, I was thinking this car actually doesn't need a front lip, but I said, for 220 bucks-ish, I'll give it a shot. And man, I love it. I think it just brought it out, gave it that little extra pop. So the coloring will be off, of the car right here. It looks way whiter in the camera, way lighter. But this is kind of good because of the front lip contrast you can see. So I'm going to put a link in the description. As always, stick around. Thanks for watching.